inside, a whirlwind demon. So not long after his first birthday, Yashodamai, we learned that last class that Yashodamai is the um, mother of Krishna. Yashodamai will be playing with Krishna. And as she was playing with Krishna, by holding Krishna up, Krishna became heavier and heavier. And we can understand if we're holding something and that is becoming heavier each second, we can't hold it. So Yashodamai had to put Krishna down because Krishna was very heavy. So after putting Krishna down on the floor, she goes inside to do her work. And Krishna will just be playing in that area, and he will just be playing with himself. And that time, Trinavarta, who's Trinavarta? The whirlwind demon. In this picture, we can see that it's a whirlwind demon. So Trinavarta will pick up Krishna because he sees no one is around. And he picks Krishna up and he just flies into the sky. And as Trinavarta is picking up Krishna and going into the sky, Gokula Vrindavan. This is the place where Vasudev exchanged the baby of Nanda Maharaj and Yashodamai, and Gokula Vrindavan. And Gokula Vrindavan will become dusty, foggy, and no one can see each other. Everyone was scared. Why can't we see each other? Because it was so foggy. And no one could see each other. And Yashodamai was trying to find Krishna. She was looking in the backyard. She was looking in the cowshed. She was looking where the cows were. She was looking everywhere for Krishna, but she couldn't find. So she called all the gopis and her friends. Yashodamai will call the gopis and her friends to find Krishna. But they were all there going everywhere to each part of Gokula Vrindavan, trying to find Krishna. But they couldn't find Krishna. So they fell to the ground, hopeless. They fell to the ground, hopeless, crying, because they couldn't find Krishna. See, if for example, if we have a toy that we really like, and then it's in a room, and it's so dirty in a room, and everything's messed up, and then if we are trying to find our toy, but it's not there, you're like, where is my toy? Where's my toy? I want to play with it. In the same case, the gopis, the friends of Yashodamai couldn't find Krishna, and they fell to the ground hopeless, crying. And this is how they were trying to find Krishna. But then we in the first class I told that when Yashodamai was trying to pick Krishna, Krishna became heavy. And this is the same case of Trinavarta. Who's Trinavarta? A whirlwind demon. The form of the whirlwind, like a storm, a form of a windy storm. And this, we can see in this picture the form of Trinavarta. So Trinavarta, the whirlwind demon, will find Krishna very heavy after some time. And after a few minutes, Krishna is becoming as heavy as a mountain. We know the weight of a mountain. Can we lift a mountain? But at least Trinavarta is trying to lift Krishna. But then after a few seconds, he can't hold Krishna, because Krishna was as heavy as a mountain. Please remember or write the important points down. As heavy as a mountain. And Trinavarta, who's the whirlwind demon, will try to drop Krishna. See, if we drop a delicate item from a height, it'll smash and it will break. And Trinavarta thought the same, that if I drop in this height, Krishna will fall and Krishna will die. So Trinavarta is trying to pull Krishna and trying to drop him. But Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. And as Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, he was grabbing Trinavarta, and Trinavarta is trying to pull Krishna off him. But Trinavarta, Krishna holded Trinavarta, held Trinavarta so hard that Trinavarta couldn't pull him off. And eventually Krishna will held his throat and would not let Trinavarta to breathe. If we can't breathe, we will die. But that's the same thing of Trinavarta. If Trinavarta can't breathe, Trinavarta will die. And as Krishna is very heavy at the same time, Trinavarta couldn't bear it. He couldn't breathe the air, and he couldn't bear the weight of Krishna. And like this, in tension and as he couldn't breathe, his eyes popped out. What popped out? His eyes, because he couldn't bear the weight, and he couldn't take the air. He couldn't breathe. And like this, his eyes popped out, and he just dropped from the sky from a very great height. And Trinavatta will fall down from a very great height. They will fall. Trinavatta falls down and smacks his head on a very big rock. We may have this experience when we go up into a balcony and we throw something and just it breaks. And the head of Trinavatta smashed on the rock, and Trinavatta died. And when the gopis were trying to find, and after some time the fog and all the dust was gone, they found this huge dead body. The huge dead body of who? Trinavarta. Who's Trinavarta? The whirlwind demon. He's the form of the whirlwind, a stormy wind. We can see in this picture how Trinavarta is coming. His form is the whirlwind. So this is the whirlwind demon, Trinavarta. And the gopis were found this very huge body of Trinavarta. They found Krishna cheerfully playing, cheerfully. After Krishna up, and it's just like a airplane that just they just takes Krishna. Krishna he enjoyed the ride of Trinavatta, and he was on the dead body of Trinavatta. Krishna was cheerfully the dead body of Trinavatta. And when the gopis found out that Krishna was playing cheerfully on the dead body of Trinavatta, they took Krishna and safely they checked if Krishna is harmed, or did any Krishna get any scratches, or if Krishna is getting some pain. But Krishna is all fine, as he is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is the supreme personality of Godhead, and that's why he didn't get harmed by such a whirlwind demon, a very great demon, a friend of Kamsa. And who's Kamsa? The brother of Devaki. Devaki is the mother of Krishna. And when Vasudeva exchanged the baby, it became the mother of Yashodamaya and Nanda Maharaj. And they gave Krishna to their mother and father, Vasudeva, Nanda Maharaj and Yashodamaya. And they were checking if Krishna got harmed, but nothing was there. And this is the killing of Trinavatta, the whirlwind demon. Trinavatta is the whirlwind demon. So once, after some days, Yashodamai was feeding Krishna, as Krishna was very hungry, and Yashoda Mai was just feeding Krishna. And as she was feeding Krishna the food, she was putting the food into the mouth of Krishna. And when Krishna opened his mouth, she could see something through. She saw the moon, the world, the whole universe. She saw the sun, the moon, the stars, the universe. She saw other elements like fire, water, air, Icelands. She saw all of this in the mouth of her own son. And she couldn't speak. She was speechless by seeing such things in the mouth. What did she see again? I'll kindly like to repeat. She saw the universe, stars, the sun and moon. She saw the elements like fire, air, water, islands and seas, mountains. She saw all of this in her own son's mouth. And when she was seeing it, she was speechless and she couldn't speak. And she was thinking in her mind, how wonderful things! I am seeing such wonderful things in my son's mouth. I'm very blessed. And this is one of the occasions where Yashoda Mai sees that in the mouth of Krishna, that all these wonderful things were there. And if we saw, we would either imagine if we see in the cartoon serials, we can see such magic and stuff. But and this is different. This is like the same thing. Yashodamai couldn't believe it by such wonders, amazing wonders. And when we see a magic, if we see some serials and they're doing magic, we think, wow, what is this? How are they doing it? And we don't think it's real. They're just thinking they're doing some tricks. They're trying to fool us. And Yashodamai was thinking the same. Can't be true. Why wonderful things? Why are these wonderful things in my son's mouth? And she was thinking the same. So this is one of the occasions where Yashodamai sees the moon, and the sun, and all these elements in Krishna's mouth. So one day, Vasudev. Who's Vasudev? Does anyone remember? I mentioned it 2 times in this class. Vasudev. Okay, Vasudev is the father of Krishna, is the father. And when Vasudev exchanged the daughter of Nanda Maharaj and Yashodamai, Krishna became the son of Vasudev and Nanda Maharaj and Yashodamai. But still, he is the son of Vasudev and Devaki. So Vasudev, I mentioned a dynasty. Does anyone know which dynasty? I think. Okay, I will mention this. Yadu dynasty. Vasudev was in the Yadu dynasty, and in each dynasty there's a priest. And in the Yadu dynasty, Garga Muni, I mentioned last class. Garga Muni is the family priest of the Yadu dynasty, and Vasudev is one of the kings in the Yadu dynasty. So Vasudev will send Garga Muni to Gokula Vrindavan to see Nanda Maharaj. Hey Krishna, would like everyone to be on mute, please. Hey Krishna, Vomini, can you please mute? Thank you very much. So Garga Muni, the family priest of Yadu dynasty. So Vasudeva will send Garga Muni to Gokula Vrindavan to see Nanda Maharaj. And when he goes there, he tells Nanda Maharaj that, see Nanda Maharaj, I please, I would like to give you a very kind request. Why can't we do a secret naming ceremony? I don't want everyone to want to come to this ceremony. It's only between us. And Nanda Maharaj agreed for this secret naming ceremony. It was a secret. So only Rohini, Yashoda Mai, and Nanda Maharaj were only there, no one else. And Garga Muni said that we can't do the naming ceremony in the palace. We can't do it in the house, and we can't do it in. Please, can you tell a nice spot? And Garga Muni was thinking, where should we sit? And Nanda Maharaj was also thinking. And then they got an idea to go into the cowshed. It's where all the cows and calves will be there. The cowshed. I would like everyone to note this important point. They did the secret naming ceremony in the cowshed. The cowshed is where all the calves and cows are there. So they do, and Garga Muni will be telling the name of the children. So Garga Muni says, as this child is the son of Devaki, I would like to put the name as Rama. Rama means he's pleasant with his family. I would like everyone to note these points or remember these points. Rama means pleasant with his family. He helps his family. And at the same time, he's very strong. So Bala. And when we both combine, it's Bala Rama. So he's strong at the same time. He's strong, and at the same time, he's very. He helps his family. He's very pleasant with his family. Takes good care of his family, and that was the name of Balarama, and that's why we call Balarama. Why? What is Balarama? What is the meaning of Balarama? Bala means strong, the strength, as Balram is very strong. They put the as Bala, and as he's very pleasant with his family, and as he's very kind with his family, uh, uh, but they put the child name of Rohini as Balarama. And we may have a doubt as how is Garga Muni telling that Balarama will become strong, and how will Balarama be pleasant? Because Garga Muni is a priest. At that time, in those times, all the priests will have the Vedic knowledge. And as they know the Vedic knowledge, they can calculate the life. They know what is going to happen in their life. So that's why Gargamuni is a qualified Brahmana. Last class, as I was telling the sloka meaning, one of the slokas meaning, I told there's no qualified brahmanas to perform yagnas. So, uh, Gargamuni is a qualified brahmana, and he can calculate the future of anyone. And as Gargamuni is telling that Balaram will become strong, and he will be very pleasant, very kind with his family. Gargamuni is putting the name as Balarama because he can calculate the future of Balarama. So the child of Rohini was called as Balarama. And Gargamuni says to Yashodamai, as your child, as this child is yours, as you're the mother of this child, I would like to put the name as Krishna. Why? Because he's all attractive. Whenever we see Krishna, we see that Krishna is all attractive. And Krishna, I would like everyone to remember, because in the last I would like to ask some questions. So please in write down some points or remember those. And Krishna, all attractive, And Krishna also means that Krishna will make everyone happy, that he would make everyone, the surroundings, very pleasant and very happy, and everyone will have a smile on their face. And that he will possess all the opulences as a supreme personality of Godhead, like God. And Nanda Maharaj was shocked by saying, "Why all opulences?" And Garga Muni was saying, "When I calculated the future, I saw that Krishna has all the opulences." There's three meanings of Krishna. He's all attractive. He makes his surroundings very happy. He makes everyone happy. And he possesses all the opulences like the supreme personality of Godhead, like the Lord. And for Balarama, because he's strong, Bala, he's strong, and has as he takes care of his family, they put the name as Rama. So Balarama. And for Krishna, because he's all attractive, he and he makes his surroundings happy, makes everyone happy, and he possesses all the opulences like the supreme personality of Godhead, the Lord. So this was the names, the secret ceremony, the secret naming ceremony was taking place in the cowshed. In the cowshed. And there was only three people there, Rohini, Yashodamai and Nanda Maharaj, because they didn't want everyone to come, because they wanted to put a secret. So this was the naming ceremony. So after the naming ceremony, when Krishna and Balram were growing up, and they were a big, where they were growing and they were in a crawling stage. Both Krishna and Balaram used to go to the cowshed, and they were trying to stand up, but there was nothing in the cowshed to stand up. And when they go to the cowshed, when we're crawling and we're trying to see something, we can see only the cow's tail. And Krishna and Balram saw only the cow tail. So they were pulling the cow tail to stand up. See, as for example, if we sit in a tuition for a very long time and our legs are like very hurt and we're not able to move, we take the help of a friend or our teacher or our parents to get up. Like the same, Krishna and Balaram were trying to get up using the cow's tail. And Krishna um, um, held the tail and just trying to get up. And as the calf, as the calf got scared, it was running around. And you know which places the calf was running around? The places where clay and cow dung was. And when Krishna's just going through the floor, all the cow dung and all the clay was sticking on the body. And as this great leela was taking place, Rohini Mata, Rohini, who's Rohini? The mother of Balaram. But Balram is also the son of Devaki. How? Because when Kamsa was giving inconvenience, it's very inconvenience for Devaki to give the seventh child, Yoga Maya. A part, it's one portion of energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead transferred Balram to Rohini's stomach. So that's how Balram was born. And when Rohini saw this, when Yashodamai Rohini saw this, Rohini used to call out all the neighboring friends, the neighbors, and all the gopis, and they would all laugh out loud. And everyone, by saying this, They would merge in the transcendental bliss, seeing these wonderful childhood pastimes of the Lord. They would get the transcendental bliss by seeing this childhood pastimes. And this is one of the very great leela, one of the great actions, the leelas of funny leelas of Krishna and Balram. So after some days, when Krishna and Balram